Question 22 says, a line L passing through the point 6, minus 13 is parallel to the line which passes through 7, 4 and minus 3, 9. Find the equation of the line L. Now, to find the equation of the line L, first you need at least a point which is given to us and the gradient, which we don't have. But the word parallel here would help us get the gradient, because when a line is parallel to another, then they share the same gradient. So line L has the same gradient as the line that passes through these 2 points. And with these 2 points, we can get the gradient which they share in common. So let's take it. We have 7, 4 as our first coordinate with our x and y. And on that same line, we have minus 3 and 9, our other x and y. And with these 2 points, we can find our gradient, which they share in common. Our formula for our gradient m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We can make this our x1, y1, and this is our x2, y2, so we can write x1, y1, x2, y2. So we'll go back and say our y2 is 9 minus our y1 is 4 over our x2 is minus 3 and our x1 is 7, so minus 7. We have 9 minus 4 will give us 5, and minus 3 minus 7, you're owing 3 and you're owing 7 will give us minus 10. We can cut this down to the lowest term. 5 here 1, 5 in 10, 2. So our gradient is minus 1 over 2, which is minus half. Since they share the same gradient, we can now find line L that passes through point 6, minus 13. The point is 6, minus 13, which our 6 is our x. Our x is always in front and our y is behind. So this is a point on line L. And formula for finding equation of the line is y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals m. We know they share m in common, the gradient in common. So we go and say y minus our y1 is minus 13. We have to be careful here. So we have our minus already, then minus 13. We're introducing minus 13 because our y is minus 13. Then we'll have our x minus our x1 is 6 equals our gradient, which is minus 1 over 2. On the next line, we'll take y, then minus times minus will give you plus. If you have a positive and a negative sign on two negative signs, or a negative and a positive sign, you have to equate them to 1. So minus and minus will give you plus. Then we'll have our 13 over x minus 6 equals minus 1 over 2. At this point, we can simplify this fraction into plain math by cross multiplying. So we cross multiply this by this and this by this. So and we don't really need to bother about where the minus lies. We just need to solve. So we have y plus 13 times 2 as y plus 13 in bracket, because the 2 affects the 2 of them, equals minus 1 on the other side, minus 1 times x minus 6. We can then open the bracket. Y times 2 is 2y plus 13 times 2 is 26 equals minus 1 times x is minus 1 times this x is minus x. And we have to be careful. A lot of students make mistakes with this kind of question. So you have minus 1 times minus 6, because this 6 owns this minus, so it's like minus 1 times minus 6. 1 times 6 is 6. Minus times minus is plus, and we know this sign has changed, so you have plus 6. On the next line, we'll go 2y equals minus x plus 6, then plus 26 crosses the equal to sign and turn to minus 26. So we have 2y equals minus x, then plus 6 minus 26. You have 6 and you're owing 26. That means you're owing more than you have. So at the end, you still be owing, and you'll be owing less than you owe before, because you have 6, and by the time you pay back, you still be owing 20. And at this point, we need to make our y, or the coefficient of our y, 1. So we divide both sides by 2. So we still have 2y equals minus x minus 20. We divide both sides by 2. Each of them will be divided by 2. It's only when they are linked with a sign like multiplication or division that you have to draw just one line and put a 2 below. But when it's addition or subtraction, you give them their separate 2's. So this 2 cancels this. So you have y equals minus x over 2, or minus 1x over 2, minus 2 here 1, 2 here 10. So you have 10 behind. So our answer is y equals minus half x minus 10. Our answer is C.